Okay, class. So for this lesson, we're going to put all our materials away. We're going to clear our desks and we are going to put our listening ears on and focus, okay? We're going to get through this lesson. I'm going to get through it in its entirety. We're going to save all of our questions for the end so that way I can get through it and then we can go on to doing another example with all of us, okay? So, first, we are going to revise a short paragraph, okay? What is revising? What is revision? Right? Think back to what we did the day before or yesterday, and how we were going through seeing how sentences flow and what we can do here and there to make sentences sound better, make things sound more interesting. So, with that being said, let's look at this paragraph here, okay? We have yesterday we went to the school garden. It was fun. We planted seeds. The sun was hot, very hot. We worked hard, okay? So, reread it to yourself, read it in your head. Think about how it sounds as you read it, right? Think about what you're feeling, what you're seeing as you're reading it. Are things popping up in your head? Think about things like that, okay? As I read it, right? There's really no flow, right? It doesn't sound like it just flows, right? I feel like there's no clarity, right? There's no picture coming to my head. There's really nothing that is making it interesting, okay? And it's a little hard to be interested in something or in reading when the paragraph is just kind of short like this, right? When we revise, me specifically, when I revise, thinking out loud is what works best for me. And I get to hear it, I get to see it, and see how it flows as we change things, right? As we fix things. So as of right now, I mean, as I read it, again, it sounds like a robot, right? Kind of sounds very short and stiff and to the point, right? There's really no imagination, no interest or anything. So this tells me in my brain, I'm thinking we might need to change some things and revise some things, right? So let's see where we can start, okay? So we have two sentences here that I see that I want to start with, right? And that's to see if that is, it was fun. So this little sentence right here, and we planted seeds, right? So these two right back to back, okay? Can we combine them? In my mind, I'm thinking, right? If I read it, can I combine these sentences? Can I put them together to make one sentence that sounds a little bit better, right? And they do as I read it, right? They do sound like they could go together. So we're going to combine these two sentences and we are going to make the paragraph smoother and by turning them into we had fun planting seeds, right? So let's go ahead and write that on here so that way we can add that we put those two together to make a better sentence. So I'm going to underline here that we combined and we're going to put we had fun planting seeds. And that already sounds so much better. Okay, so we're going to add that up here. Our new sentence down here, we had fun planting seeds. Perfect, okay? Now I'm looking to see where I can add any details, right? See what I can do to think about how to make a better picture in my head, right, as I'm reading. So one sentence that stands out to me was the sun was very hot, right? What can we do to make the sentence a little clearer? What can I do? So what I'm going to say is we can add better detail so that way when I'm reading it, I get a clearer picture in my head and I can see exactly what is happening, right? So let's make it a stronger sentence. Let's say by adding one word, right? We can add one word and that can change the sentence structure in its entirety, right? So if we say the sun, instead of saying the sun was hot, what if we say the sun beat down on us? That gives me a little bit more clarity, a little bit more details, and it makes it sound a little bit more strong as far as the sun was hot, right? The sun beat down on me. That makes it seem, or that sounds like, oh yeah, it was very hot, right? Those are all the details we need. So let's go ahead and add that we changed this sentence. So the sun was very hot, and we're going to add on the bottom, the sun beat down on us. And that's going to be another sentence that we have changed to make a little bit stronger for this small paragraph. So the sun beat down on us. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at where I can see if any details are missing, right? Let's see if we read a sentence and it's just not giving me a good picture in my head. It's just not letting me think of a picture or put myself in exactly what's happening as I read this paragraph, right? So let's see, what about we worked hard, right? Is the next sentence, the last sentence at the end. We worked hard. What were we doing that we were working so hard? What was happening? What can we say that is going to tell myself as the reader or anybody else who reads this that we were working hard? What can be something that we can add? In my mind, I'm currently thinking, let's add some details regarding the planting the seeds, right? Because that's what we were doing. We were at the garden. How about we add, we worked hard digging holes, right? Because we got to dig holes to plant seeds, and watering the seeds or watering the holes that we did, right? After we plant seeds, we got to water them so they can grow, right? So I would feel like that's hard work. We got to dig those holes. So let's add that the hard work, we worked hard digging holes and watering the soil, right? Because it is hard work. So let's put that in here to combine these, or to make these this sentence have a little bit more detail, right? To give the reader a clear picture. So we're going to put, we worked hard. We worked hard digging holes and watering the soil. And I can already see this picture in my head so much clearer. Watering the soil. Perfect. And now we have another sentence that we added details in to make it a little bit stronger, right? To give my reader or myself a clear picture in my head as I'm reading, right? Because then that makes it even more interesting, okay? Now, we have the revisions, right? We've done the revisions. We added here and there. We clarified some things. We added some details. We even made stronger choices with our words. And notice how we didn't erase anything, right? Revising isn't completely erasing the sentence or paragraph or whatever it may be and completely doing something new. No. Revising is we can take little things in these sentences, keep what we have, but just add little things, delete little things, bring in stronger words to give it more detail, more imagination, right? To see the picture in our head, or even just clarity, right? As we're reading something, does it sound okay? Does it sound right? Does it flow, right? As fifth graders, we understand the importance of something making sense, right? Something being easy to read. So that's the whole main goal in revising, not deleting everything, but being able to take what we have and just fix here and there, add, delete, stronger words, some clarity, revision, right? Rearranging, things like that, okay? So now that we have our revisions, now we're going to try to put it all together and see how it sounds with the new paragraph, okay? So we have a new paragraph here. We have, yesterday we went to the school garden and we had fun planting seeds. The sun beat down on us as we worked hard digging holes and watering the soil, right? So we can add, subtract, or delete again little things to make a paragraph flow, right? And as I'm reading, as I read that new paragraph, I can understand and I could see already this sounds so much better, right? The ideas connect better, the paragraph connects better. Again, we did that by choosing better words and connecting ideas to create, again, a clearer picture in our heads, okay? Um, so now that you've seen me revise, you've seen me how I combine ideas, how I use my keywords over here, revising, clarity, word choice, adding, deleting, rearranging, combining, all of that. You see how easy it is to revise a paragraph again, but not by deleting, but by changing little things here and there on what you already have. Okay. Once we are done here, now we're going to go ahead and get you guys into a new paragraph and we're going to do one together. Okay?